If you've been looking at a lot of media headlines, you probably think the San Diego market is headed for a crash and maybe there's no opportunity left in housing. But I don't think that's true at all. Let me show you why. Hi, I'm Nick with the Iannitti Group. Just want to come at you with a real quick San Diego housing market update here for January 2023. There's no doubt that the market has absolutely shifted, and that is a kind of direct result of what we see here in this mortgage rate, right? We know that January of 2022, we started the year off at 3.2% rates. We finished the year at 6.4%. Essentially, the mortgage rate doubled in a single year. We have never seen that before in the history of mortgage rates. And what it resulted in is the average buyer losing about 30% of their purchasing power. So that's where we saw this reduction in buyer demand. However, when we look at home price forecasts for 2023, there's no secret that not everybody agrees. But when we take the average, we're still looking at somewhere around a flat market. Okay. I don't think that's going to be the case in San Diego. But a couple of things to remember, right? When we look at home appreciation, before the pandemic was about 12%. During the pandemic, it was about 38%. That's huge. And realize it's probably not totally sustainable, okay? But when we start talking about price reductions right now, when we look at like November, the last numbers that we had, we're talking about a 1% price reduction, right? So if you had 38% appreciation over the past few years, for you to go down, your home to drop by 1%, is that really a crash? No, not at all, okay? This is what's happening though. We've seen this nationwide where, inventory is up, right? In some cases, it's essentially doubled like it has in San Diego, but we'll talk about that too as far as the true reference. But this is the other real thing that we're seeing is the pending listings are down. Things are not being taken off the market at the same rate, right? Things are taking longer to sell. So let's look at what that looks like here in San Diego. Remember, these are numbers for through the end of December, okay? These are all median numbers, so the true middle, and they are countywide for all housing types combined. Keep in mind, everything above this line are lagging indicators telling us where the market's been. Everything below the line are our leading indicators telling us where the market is going. So as you can see, the sales price was flat year over year. Active market time is up 100%. In other words, it doubled, went from 12 days to 24 days. Our sold price per square foot was down by a point. But here, again, our inventory in San Diego increased by 100%. It doubled, right? But it went from 0.6 months to 1.2 months year over year. Remember, we need 6 months of inventory for a healthy, balanced market, right? So traditionally, as definitions go, we're still pretty much in a seller's market, okay? However, we know here active listings are up 50%. Again, this is this inventory growing, okay? But look at our pending and our sold listings. Things are taking longer to sell, okay? So this is the actual opportunity that I'm talking about. Even though we're still in a seller's market, if you are a buyer right now, this is the opportune time that you've been waiting for, right? If you were trying to buy during the pandemic, it was just flat out ridiculous. You found a home that you liked, and as soon as the sign went in the yard, there were 6 offers. You had to make a decision in 5 minutes with a gun to your head. You had to strip out everything in your offer. That's no longer the case. You now have a little bit of time. You can make a little bit more sound decisions, and you have a little bit more leverage. Maybe not so much to get the price down, but you don't have to compete against so many buyers immediately, and you might be able to get some more favorable terms. Okay. So anyway, if you have questions about any of this data, if you have questions about what your home is worth, is this a good time to buy or sell, based on your own personal situation, just reach out, let me know. Also keep an eye out. I always do a longer housing update, where I look at all national trends. It digs a little bit deeper into some of these items. Also recently did a video on media headlines, right? And how they do more to terrify than they do to clarify. So definitely check that out. And that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm always happy to answer any questions that you have. Thanks so much for tuning in. Remember, who you choose to negotiate for you absolutely matters.